Hi guys, my name's Bryony from Soul Star Festival, and I'm very excited to have Stacey Lim chatting with me today. Stacey is an essential oil and crystal expert, and she's from Uluna Crystals. Hi Stacey.
Hello. Hi, Bryony. Thanks for having me.
Thanks for chatting with me, because we just wanted to give, you're obviously taking a workshop at our event, Crystal Intention Setting Workshop, and you're having a stall at our event as well. But we wanted to give, have a little chat about, how can we utilize crystals even for rituals or for mindfulness? Like, I know you're an expert on this, so I just love some tips for everyone.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we all have crystals, and some of us keep them in our bra or in our pocket or in our handbag or scattered around our house. Maybe you might even be the next step further, where you've got a crystal grid, or you've got crystals in particular corners of your house or under your bed for certain reasons.
Yeah.
The biggest part of working with crystals is the mindfulness aspect, and how they have the ability to keep us on a path and remind us of a journey or something we're trying to manifest in our life.
So how do they do that?
Well, I mean, crystals have their own energy. They do. If we think about crystals from a scientific point of view, they're minerals, and they have a chemical composition. So any crystal is a mineral, which means that there's a very specific combination of elements from the periodic table that make up its makeup. So if we think about each crystal having a very defined chemical structure, it means that it has a very steady and regular vibration. So if we think about the little atoms having little electrons spinning around the outside, and they've all got a very specific recipe, then every crystal has its own little energy and vibration to it. So we have our own energy too. So our feelings and our diet, our environment, how tired we are, they all impact our own energy as well. So when we have our own energy and vibration, and we bring the energy of a crystal into that, then we have a very unique connection, very unique relationship that we have with a crystal as well. So have you seen a clock before on the wall, and it'll say quartz written on it?
Yes.
Have you seen that? Yes.
Yeah.
Maybe it's are you there?
Yeah, that just went funny. Yeah. You're back.
So when a crystal like quartz is used, and it's also produced in a lab quite often for its industrial purposes, but a quartz is the perfect example. If you apply heat or pressure to a quartz crystal, it can start to oscillate at a certain frequency, so it can produce a positive and negative charge. So when a small quartz crystal, usually produced in a lab, is used for a clock, and they apply pressure to it, then it can actually keep time and keep perfect time for a clock. So there are scientific uses for the energy of crystals. It is a known fact. How that influences us is a very personal experience. I like to set an intention with my crystals. That means I'm forging a connection with my crystal to help me manifest a positive change and help keep me on track with something that I'm working on. And I encourage anyone that's wanting to work with crystals in this way to create a ritual that's really personal to them, that is very memorable and very significant. And by doing so, you can keep that connection and that bond with that crystal and continue to work with that energy as well.
So do you really find that, if I get a crystal and I have a bit of an intention and a bit of a meditation with it, or maybe you've got a better tip than that, does that really have an effect? Like,
Absolutely.
What have you found?
Absolutely. So, I mean, any manifesting, any change that's done in your life, it's all done. It all starts with your own mind. So the way that we talk to ourselves, the way that we think, then the way that we act, and then the energy that we attract. It's a big cycle. Crystals come into play as a way to remind us to think and talk to ourselves a certain way as well. So an intention isn't just, I'd really like to not be so stressed. If that's your goal with a crystal, then you need to set an intention as a positive affirmation. So an affirmation is an affirmative statement. It's I am calm, I am abundant, I am happy. And so these, by talking to yourself in certain language, you can start to actually code your brain and start to think and feel and believe that you are a certain way. So when you have these intention setting rituals, and you have these sensory rituals that you can create with sage or incense or a candle or music, or the certain time of a month if it's with the moon phases, then you're adding layers to these rituals to make them more powerful, to keep your mind refreshed of how you feel in that moment when you're saying that affirmation to yourself as well. And then slowly over time, the ritual becomes less important with that same intention, and it might just be the energy that you've created with the crystal to remind you of how you felt back in that moment when you set that intention. So slowly over time, when you do whatever your ritual is, you know, it doesn't have to include sage and the full moon. It can include a cup of tea on the couch and maybe some Queen music or whatever it is that makes you feel good and makes you feel special. And over time, you can just pick up a crystal that you've had for a long time and go and remind yourself of how you feel as well. And it can wash over a feeling of you of calm or of joy or whatever it is that your intention is.
Yeah, beautiful. So it's like a little time capsule of that beautiful feeling that you had, that you programmed into that crystal, and it's like, I want a piece of that back.
Exactly. And the more sensory, the more senses that you can trigger during a ritual, so sense of touch, sense of taste, sense of sound, your sense of smell, then the more power that you can have in your intention setting ritual. So we at Uluna, we use affirmations, visualizations, crystals and essential oils in all of our kits. And we believe in harnessing all of the senses into your intention setting ritual. And one thing that I'm not sure if a lot of people know, but your sense of smell is the quickest way to trigger a memory. When the aroma of an essential oil, or any smell for that matter, hits your olfactory gland, it goes straight into the hippocampus and will trigger a memory. So if you've ever smelt something and have been taken back in time to your childhood or to a birthday or to an experience overseas, that is the aroma actually triggering those memories. So, but you can start to create these memories from scratch. They don't have to be memories from the past. Memories are always, they start in the present and then they become the past. So when you start to use essential oils or incense or a candle or a specific aroma during your intention setting ritual, what you're actually doing is starting to forge a new memory and starting to forge the way that you feel at the time that you set that intention. So at any given moment, you can smell that essential oil and hold that crystal and be taken back to how you felt or how you feel during that intention setting ritual, and be reminded of what you're trying to achieve.
Yeah, amazing. You know, when you're talking about it, I'm thinking about all the crystals in my house, because I have them everywhere, that I could have them, like the one at the front door, an intention for that when people come in.
Absolutely.
And stuff like that.
Yeah.
So now I'm very excited to go away and try some of those.
Absolutely. I mean, being a gemmologist, I've been in the industry for about 12 years and I teach crystallography as well, which is the scientific aspect of crystals. So I'd say 95% of the crystals in my house are purely because of the quality, the unusual color or crystal structure or inclusions. But then I've got 5% which are very, very, very dear to me for the intentions that I've set for them, and they're in very specific spots for that reason. So it's okay to have a house full of crystals, but only have a couple that are there for a very specific reason. So
that's beautiful. Well, thank you for giving us that tip, and I'm really excited for your crystal intention workshop at our festival, which is the March the 1st.
Yeah.
So if anyone wants tickets, just jump on our website or Eventbrite. If people want to connect with you other than at the festival, where can they find you?
They can find me at uluna.com.au, which is our website. And then they can connect through to my own page as well. My son's here now. And yes, they can come to uluna.com.au. And during our workshop, everyone's going to walk away with a free crystal as well, which they'll set their intention with during the workshop. So it's very exciting.
Amazing. You might regret saying that. There might be a lot of people trying to cram in that room. We'll stop now that your son's trying to get in on it. But
Yes.
thank you so much for chatting to us.